Hello, welcome to a new series that I am starting. It's a series on My Hero's Dungeon Raid, a very good RPG game that I do recommend to basically everybody. And it's pretty much one of the best pixel shooters, pixel RPGs, whatever you want to call it, on the App Store or the Google Play Store. And I really enjoyed it a lot, and I've gone pretty far into the game so far, and I had some insane moments. So I would like to share them all with you in this video. So here I'm just kind of doing the tutorial. I mean, it's the tutorial, like, do you really need to watch this? So I'm just gonna cut out the rest of this. So this is about where I'm kind of just like getting into ranking. If you didn't know, in My Heroes there's a ranking system. And to rank up, you must complete quests to get points to rank up to the next level. It's actually pretty hard to rank up. Well, not hard, but in the later stages it is very hard to rank up because you must do very time-consuming things, such as like going and clearing a ton of rifts. And it's all really, really, like, I would say, time-consuming. So, you know, if you're ever going to rank up, I do suggest just like doing the tasks. Just do them, get them out of the way. So here I'm just doing the very first stage. It's nothing really special, so yeah. Alright, so finally I'm done with the very first stage, and as you can see, every boss you get a chest. And if you open it up, you can find some pretty decent gear. It depends on what boss you're doing, and the loot definitely gets better and better. Here's where you get your very first, I'd say, decent weapon, which is a guaranteed drop, because every time I've restarted on this game, yeah, I get the same exact weapon. So I'm pretty sure you get that weapon guaranteed every time. But with that, your damage does increase a lot, so it's really good. I'd say it's a pretty smart move. I think a lot of different games do this, but here you can see the skills. Different skills do different types of damage, like water, fire, and the legendary skills usually are a lot more better than, I'd say, the common and epic. But the epic, I'd say the epic and the rare are still very important. Commons are commons. They're not going to do much unless they correspond with the weapon. And here's where I'm going to get into the weapon part. So I just entered a new stage, and my power has increased. I have skills now. It's all doing very good. So the thing about weapons in this game is that certain weapons, such as Mythic Weapons, which I do get one of these in the video, spoiler alert, but pretty much for these weapons, they have a corresponding soul card and a corresponding set of spells. It can be one or two different spells. And with those spells, you can do special moves, attacks, and the spells themselves could change and do special things with the spells and change them from their default because you have the corresponding weapon. So it does spike your damage, like, heavily. So I would recommend, if you get a mythic weapon, that you use the skills that correspond with that weapon. It might take a little bit of time to get it, especially if it's one that's not available in the skill trial, but you'll get it eventually, like I did. Because in the very beginning, there's an event going on that you get a ton of rewards for just entering in something in the chat, which I will show you now. I would also like to mention that you get special rewards when events are going on, like the Anna and I don't remember the other girl's name event, and the 7-day sign-in for newbies, which you get a legendary weapon and a mythic pet at the very end of it all. And you get gems, which I'll talk about those in a second. Those are really important, not only for cosmetic items, but also for event items. And pretty much everything in the game that you need. There's also a different special type of currency called rubies, which you have to pay for them. And as you can see here, I'm choosing the weapon that I want. Foreshadowing, that is the weapon I'm going to get. But pretty much, gems are really important. They'll be a big part in your progression. You do want to save up a lot of them. Of course, I'm not the best saver, as you'll see in a minute. I have very twitchy fingers, and I spend a lot of my tokens really fast. So this is another honorable mention, that transmute is for when you have little to no space for armor and weapons and pretty much everything. At default, you get 60 of these slots. And after they're all used up, you must delete some useless gear. Now trust me, you'll have a lot of useless gear towards the middle of the game, or when you finally get started, you'll have tons of just common, basic gear that you'll probably want to throw away. Thing to do though is never throw away weapons. Weapons can always be used to upgrade and rank up other weapons, so never throw those away. And if you want to compact all of your weapons together to take up less space, just rank up all of the rare weapons into a 2-star weapon, because then you're compacting 7 weapons into 1. So that's 8. So that's only 1 slot instead of 7 slots taken up. So you have 6 free slots to do whatever you want with. So this is the very first level where when you enter the room, you get 3 options. You can either choose between fire, grass type, and water bow. Trust me, these are not permanent. And I wanted to try the grass bow, and it looks very cool. I immediately chose the ice bow, but I decided to be different. And this is where you get a trial weapon, where you get to use it for 1 level, get to test it out, get to see how good of a weapon it is, and if you want to obtain it or not. Now, this is like the beginner's version of the set selection, because once you get past F rank and you get into E+, you will get an option on the very bottom left of your screen to pick a witch gear set. I would recommend going for the fire witch gear set with the pistol and the rifle, because it is actually very good, but it's your call. Some of you might not be going ranger, some of you might be going warrior, priest, ninja, all that stuff. I have another ninja account, and water's pretty much like the best element for that one, so if you're playing ninja, go water. For priest, mage, and warrior, I have absolutely no idea, so maybe you guys can tell me in the comments below. But in hand, pretty much, this is the very first trial weapon, and it's a baby's version of the select a set option in the bottom left of your corner. And once you complete all of the tasks, like get your weapon to max level and get your skills corresponding with that weapon to max level, you will get some pretty cool rewards. So it's very very generous of the devs. So it's very important, because if you don't have a set selected, you won't have a high. This is where I enter in the thing in chat. You just press go on the very last one, and then you just press send, and then there you go. You get free stuff, free vanity, free mythic pet. Yeah, it's awesome. And you also get a free legendary skill selection. So for the weapon that you're getting, if you get the weapon, or you already have a weapon in mind, and you know the spells that correspond with that weapon, you can just choose it, so when you get that weapon, you can use the spell immediately instead of trying to hunt for it. So that's pretty great. It's really good. And usually weapons will have like a legendary and have like a rare, maybe sometimes, maybe an epic spell corresponding with it, and one of the mythic weapons even has a common spell that corresponds with it. So it's really random, but the devs made it that way. So, and this is also where you can upgrade your gear or your bastion rank right here. So right here you will, if you one tap, you can upgrade all of them at once, so you don't have to go through them individually. But that's only if you have enough. If you only have enough to upgrade 4, it'll only upgrade 4. If you only have enough to upgrade 1, it'll just say, you know, just do it yourself, you lazy ass bitch. But, you know. And, you know, it's good because you can upgrade your gear. Your gear will be more efficient and overall good. So, yeah. So here's another fun part. There's an Anna and Thessia event going on right now. So you get some good rewards. You draw some stuff, you draw some golden tokens, you can get a mythic weapon. And so here, this is right before I go. And you know, I see I have 14. And here it is. I got a mythic weapon on the very first 10 draw of my entire playthrough. As you can see, I'm like literally freaking out, but I did not expect this at all, like at all. And I actually got it. I took like 6 screenshots. It is so good. It was such a good feeling to get this. It's marvelous. It's a really good weapon. And as you can see, my thumbs are doing a little dance, and it was like, oh yeah, And I did get some other weapons, but I didn't even care about these weapons at this point. I just cared about that mythic weapon that I got. And then I went, and then I drawed some LE tokens. I got a legendary weapon out of it, which would have been nice, but I have no need for it anymore. And I'm just so focused. I'm like, give me that dual scale blunderbuss. So I get it, and I'm so excited. I'm still very excited, and I think I went with the right choice on this one because this thing does high DPS. There's a weapon trial, and it does a lot of damage. So in a bit, you'll see this little thing at the bottom, and I'll cut to that part. Well, apparently there wasn't a part where I did the weapon trial thing. It's because I did it after I was done recording. So here's just a video of my cat. And, you know, have a nice day.